Hello, my name is Dan Reardon. My talk is called Who the Starting Point. The reason why it's called this is we all have a who that we've created, but we need to start at the very basics. Our who. How do we get our who's to execute at their limits? We have a world today where many of us are not operating at our limits, and in fact, many of us are operating well under our limits. My goal for this talk is to help people to execute to their limits. 3 years ago, I had an epiphany. I was 50 years old, I was overweight, and I had high blood pressure, and I had many broken personal relationships. I had mapped a who of me that was very ego driven and very self centered. And I realized that something had happened and I didn't understand it. So I dove in and dissected why was I making the decisions I was making. And I realized that every signal of possibility that was coming into my life, I was processing it purely from an ego-based decision tree. So what I started to do was I shifted that and I started to process it from an energy-based decision. And what I mean by that is I had studied a concept in college called thermodynamics. And thermo is this wonderful understanding of energy, and it's all about the fact that, hey, the net positive energy in the universe is a constant, in that every time you convert energy from one form to another, you have something called entropy, which is disorder. And so every signal of possibility that comes into my life, I now process it instead of ego, which I never do anymore. I now go over to energy and I say, wow, is this something that's going to give me positive potential energy, or is this something that's going to cause a lot of disorder? So in my talk, I take people through a simple construct of how to start using energy to base their decisions on.